Bradley.
Thank you.
There you go.
That's good. I love that.
We're kind of live, but we don't know yet.
Yes.
All right. So young Josh will tell us if we're live. Keithy, good to see you.
It's great to see you, mate.
That's awesome.
Thanks for being here.
Mate, no problem at all.
We probably couldn't have done this without you.
Probably couldn't, but you probably could as well.
Yeah,
So,
yep.
We probably wouldn't have.
No, that's right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome to NIOA TV Livestream for July.
July.
I know.
Where's the year going?
The year is flying. Bradley, as always, look, it's going to be... Have we got people coming on board? We've already got Mumbles Munchies on. Hello, Mumbles Munchies. Good to see you.
G'day, Mumbles.
As always, we've got Brad Johnson, GM Sporting.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Matthew.
And of course...
I'm happy to be here too.
I tell you what, as always, ladies, you're in for a special treat again because we've got the one, the only, of course, NIOA's Australia's favourite gunsmith,
That's right.
Keith Grundy. Give him a round of applause. Come
Thanks.
on.
Great to
The
be
crowd's
here.
gone wild. And listen, we're always helping us out, pushing the buttons. Would you please give it up for Mr. Josh Nadler?
Nadzy.
And listen, normally we have Digital Emily giving us a hand tonight, but Digital Emily has blown her foot out playing netball.
Yes.
She has. So sorry, Digital Emily, I know you'll be watching tonight.
Sure.
I'm sure you'll be watching tonight. So Digital Emily, get well soon and hurry up, get back to the office because we've got a fair bit of work to get done. So we'll hope to see you soon. But helping us out, also pushing the buttons, we've got Digital Blu-ray giving us a hand. So well done, Digital Blu-ray.
Thank you.
Now listen, we've got people coming on. Yes, we do. Look, tonight's going to be a big show. I don't know if you guys have seen the pre-work we did today in the range.
We had a bit of
We've been
fun.
in the range, haven't we, boys?
It was good, yeah.
We had a bit of fun putting that together.
And of course, we are talking all things Remington tonight. But I thought before we do that, we've got a bit of a special guest joining us tonight. And for all those people out there that don't know, NIOA actually has a CEO of NIOA Australia New Zealand. And Keithy, we're going to have to move you out, mate,
Fair
because
enough.
I'd like to bring this guy in. Would
step
you
aside for the
please
boss.
give it up for the NIOA CEO of Australia and New Zealand, Mr. Ben James?
Hey, Ben.
G'day, Ben. How are
How
you?
good to
Yeah,
see
good,
you.
mate. Good.
Always good to see
Yes,
you too, Brad.
well, thanks, Ben.
Hello, everybody.
All right, now listen, Ben, I'm just going to have to give you a bit of the rundown on how this works here tonight.
Tell me how it works,
Okay,
mate.
well, so far you can see we're starting to get people coming online.
I can
All
see
right.
Mumbles and John and
Mysterious marsupial.
Yeah,
He's there too.
It's all there. So,
I can see the marsupial. as
okay,
well.
so it's a very eclectic community. So but listen, one of the things that we do, guys out there, it's your show, and we've got lots of questions from you guys every month. Guess what? You get to ask Ben as many questions as you like tonight. We've got him here for a bit at the start of live stream. So if you've got questions for the CEO of NIOA Australia New Zealand, then you start sending them through because we've got some great prizes to give away. And so make sure to ask the questions. But Ben, welcome. I thought what we do is we just introduce you to the sporting community for a start.
That's very good.
And I thought the sporting community, they're probably going to want to know a little bit about yourself. So I thought I might ask you some probing questions, if that's all right.
Let's see how we go.
Let's see how we go. So look, just tell us a little bit about your career first. Before the path that led you here to NIOA. What did you do? What did you get up to? And how did you end up being here?
Yeah, so I came to NIOA just over 3 years ago. I've known Rob for a long time.
Yep.
And I came here from a 30-odd year career in the military, in the army. There might be a few listeners or viewers out there who have done something similar. So it was a fortunate sort of intersection, really. At the time I was leaving uniform. Robert had already done an extraordinary job with the company, but it was certainly coming to a pretty substantial intersection with a number of big programs and the growth of all parts of the business, really. So as I was getting ready to leave uniform, Rob was getting ready to grow. We got together for a few chats, and as it turned out, there was a role that was available. So that's how I came to be in this great company.
No, it's fantastic. And look, obviously overseeing both NIOA Australia and New Zealand, we've got a presence in New Zealand as well. Why it's only early days in this aspect of your role, what are the areas of your focus that, that you're really concerned about or you really want to see grow and flourish?
Yeah. Well, I haven't got too many concerns because it's a fantastic company with a great history and a great story, packed full of fantastic people as well. So not a lot of concerns, but NIOA has got a role to be Australia's global firearms, weapons, ammunitions company.
Yep.
And I think we are well placed to move, more fulsomely into that space. It's not to say we haven't got a number of headwinds there. We certainly have. I think everyone out there will be feeling the squeeze of interest rates. There's cost of living pressures. There's some, in some cases, some legislative challenges for us as well. All of which we've got to address as an industry and the role that NIOA holds in that industry as well. But I think between the fantastic people that we've got here in Australia and New Zealand, the markets that we cover, some long-standing and deep relationships with some pretty amazing suppliers as well across the globe.
Yep.
We're well positioned for some fantastic years ahead.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously this year we're celebrating our 50 years, in the industry, especially the sporting, industry, which is, our focus here tonight. But what sets it apart in terms of our product range, quality, our customer service, pricing? What sort of things do you see there?
Yeah, I realised pretty quickly after arriving here what sets us apart really is the quality of our people. Some fantastic people, particularly in Brad's team. The NIOA story it's an extraordinary one, but it's a very Australian one. Small business, families working hard, sacrificing a lot to grow a business, whether it was from fruit stalls to service stations and then moving into firearms and government sorts of sales. So I think it's the quality of our people and it's the focus on what our customers are after that really sets us above others in the market. And I really hope a lot of our viewers out there and our suppliers see that in the way we go about our business every day. I certainly saw in my time in the military, one of the greatest privileges is working with deep professionals who know their business and are able to prosecute their trade exceptionally every single day. And in a different manner, I see the same thing in NIOA, and I certainly see it in Brad's team across the country. It's great to be a part of that team and work alongside them.
Yeah, no, that's good. Now listen, guys, don't forget, if you've got a question for the CEO of NIOA Australia New Zealand, now's the time to ask it, because he's got another meeting that he's got to run off to soon after these questions. So get them coming through. But Ben, look, how is NIOA staying abreast of the latest products, to meet the needs of our sporting community? Yeah,
well, I mean, we start with people who know their business and their trade exceptionally well. So if you're using these products day in, day out, if your hobbies and your profession takes you there, you've got a burning interest in the first place. And then you overlay that with some really extraordinary suppliers right across the globe who are seeing the same market through different lenses, through their own parts of the market, their own nationalities, their own countries, and you're able to bring all those feeds together into a unified sort of whole, convey it through things like our portal, our websites, and help our suppliers understand that. You're generally finding you're doing pretty well. So I think deep professionals know their trade, know their market. A fantastic array of suppliers across the globe, you're able to bring and harness all that energy into the market that we've got here and in New Zealand. And it certainly works pretty well at the moment from what I see. Yeah, I mean,
and like with all this that you're bringing to NIOA Australia and New Zealand, what is your vision, like for the next 5 years or so? Where do you see this going?
Yeah. No, I see it going very well. I mean, we've got to stay well tuned into what our customers need from us. And like, as I said at the start, there's no getting away from what could be seen as some pretty reasonable headwinds for the next little while, that's for sure. But again, when you're dealing with whether it's the people in Brad's team or our dealers or indeed their customers who are passionate about their trade, who love to go out for a weekend shoot, I think we've got the right pieces in place to really continue that great service. And when you combine that with great customer service, professional, quick customer support, you're generally going to be doing pretty well for yourself. And I love the way the team do that. Doesn't seem to matter whether it's in Brad's team, whether it's Beck doing her job, packing our products to leave the warehouse, or Keith running the warranty services and repairs, or the boys in the Leupold shop down where Keithy works as well. It all seems to have that culture of professionalism, excellence, and striving to do the best for our customers, which is great to be a part of.
And I think that's been one great thing, Ben, that you've been building. I mean, you pretty much started in the role, I guess, in April, but pulling together all those different roles in the company so that we can deliver to our customers, the best possible products. And the best possible service, that's
what we strive for.
That's what we certainly strive for with that side of things. So look, Ben, I know we're sort of going to wrap up the time here because we've got to put on a bit of a show here. But look, you had such a distinguished and quite a long military career. I think it was about 30 years.
Yeah, just over 30
about
years.
30 years in the military. I know there would be several highlights. We've got a lot of people that watch our show that have served. But what would be, like a key highlight of yours from your time in the military?
Yeah, look, it's I don't talk about it too much, and there may well be quite a few folks who have served out there. And I think if they all have the opportunity, I'm sure they would say, any time you have an opportunity to deploy overseas, whether it's to East Timor or Afghanistan or Israel or South Lebanon, with the young Australians and New Zealanders, in fact, almost in every case, in the Defence Force, that are ultimately professional, that are fantastic ambassadors for their respective countries. It's an enormous amount of work, and it's an enormous sort of burden to bear, not just as the individual, but for your family, because there's a lot of work that goes into it. But there is nothing that can really surpass that sense of pride and achievement of doing that, taking that group away, deploying, doing your job to the best of your ability, and if you do it well, hopefully bring them all back safely at the end of the day as well. So they're things that you probably carry with you for the rest of your life, really, Matt, and that are going to be hard to replicate no matter what you do. But that's absolutely been the high watermark for me.
Yeah, we had one question there I saw come through. Someone was asking, what rank, Ben, you got to?
Oh, look, I battled along for 30 odd years and just did as well as I could, so I never got too bothered about rank too much.
No, that's good. Yeah. Well, listen, mate, thank you for your time. I know
Right,
you've got to flick off to another meeting, but we'll continue on, but we'll see you no doubt tomorrow.
You will. You guys do a great job.
Tomorrow.
Matt.
Thanks, Ben.
Good to see you,
Thanks
Brad.
for coming.
And thanks to all the viewers as well.
Yep.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. All right, geez, we've got lots of questions coming through, so boy, oh boy. Thanks, guys. All right, okay, well, welcome. NIOA TV Livestream. Ben James, CEO, good that he could take a bit of time out for us.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
So,
great bloke.
righto, we've got a whole stack of questions, and listen, guys, I'm glad you're asking the questions because we're going to tell them what the prizes are today. Straight up.
We've already told him on email. Doesn't matter. Let's do it again.
Okay. What do we got? We got prizes, Lotto. We're giving away. What's that?
That is a metal sign, perfect for the man cave.
Beautiful. With that, we've got a Remington cap and a Remington stubby cooler.
And from Remington Cutlery, we've got their little collector's set of knives. They do a set every year. Rip a little tin can that they're in. You've got one lock blade there, and you've got a double blade folder again. Really nice little knives.
Great little pocket knife.
Yeah.
Some people use them, some people just collect them, but yeah, they certainly are a nice little addition to the pool room, along with the rest of your bits and bobs there.
That's it.
Awesome. Now listen, that's what you get for answering questions tonight. So asking questions tonight. Now I'm going to let you know, we've got 10 of these up for grabs. 10. All right, 10 of them up for grabs. So we're going to go through the questions, and I'm just going to pick them. So can you?
Okay.
So can Keithy.
Right.
Willy-nilly, we're going to get your names, and we're going to get them out to you. Alrighty, so can we go back up to the top, because I think we've got some questions right up the top there. Digital Blu-ray. Come on.
Yeah,
Hang on. We've got digital Blu-rays, just trying to work this out, but that's all right. We're going to give her a bit of time.
That's all right.
All right, let's get the pistol powder in. Yes, Wayne, we know. Love buying NIOA products. That's all good. Keep going up to the top, Digital Ray. All right, Barry W.
Yes.
Barry, been using Remington core lock projectiles in 30, 35 and 270 for years, but running low on stock. Are we going to get the new tipped core lock projectiles for reloading?
Barry.
Good question.
That's a great question. Yeah.
Barry, you win a prize. Barry Wooten. Congratulations, Barry.
Big Barry up first. Now, let me answer Barry. Look, that's a good question. Unfortunately, core lock projectiles, along with a lot of those factory projectiles, not the aftermarket stuff that guys use in ammo, like some Spear and the Hornadies and the ELDs and things like that. Yeah, that's a proprietary projectile by Remington, and they're caught up in that same primer shortage at the moment. If they can't get enough projectiles to load ammo, so everything's going into ammo at the moment, and there's nothing available as components, unfortunately. But look, as I said, the market will ride itself. They always do. We just got a few tough times we've got to ride out. But yeah, there'll be full ranges of core lock projectiles again. And I'm pretty confident that you'll see core lock tipped as an accessory as well.
There you go.
It's a bit of a unique projectile too,
It
isn't
is,
it? It's
yeah.
a tipped flat base,
Correct.
but a locked core.
Yeah.
So yeah, a bit unusual, but good performer. It's proven itself over many years.
Yeah, let's talk about that later.
All right, so listen, we are focusing exclusively on Remington tonight. Tonight, I should say. I'd like to thank you all for joining us. So make sure you tell your mates, if they're trying to find us on Facebook, tell them to come over to YouTube. Facebook won't let us on there anymore, not for live stream anyway. So, but listen, we're going to talk all things Remington, and you're very fortunate tonight because tonight we have the doyen, we have the expert on Remington, Brad Johnson. He know what you don't know about Remington. He knows, all right? He knows it all. So I thought we'd start tonight, Brad.
Here's a stitch
with some curly questions.
Here's a stitch up.
Because after this week, you're telling me how much you know about Remingtons. I thought we'd come up with a new segment tonight called Questions for Brad from Matt.
What Brad doesn't know? Okay, here we go.
Can I give me a theme tune, Digital Josh? Yeah. All right, here we go.
Right, question 1.
Question 1. When was the Remington Arms Company founded and by whom? Go.
1816, Epaulet, Remington.
Incorrect.
What?
It was Eliphalet Remington II. You left the second off. Fail. Right, number 2.
No.
What was the first firearm produced by Remington Arms and when was it introduced? Come on.
The first firearm.
The very first firearm. I've even given you a hint.
The first. Remington Model 1.
Correct.
Hey!
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
And mate, that was actually a flintlock rifle introduced in 1816.
I knew that.
There you go. All right. Which Remington firearm played a significant role during World War II and was commonly used by the US military?
1903.
Well, more information.
A3.
Yes. No, correct. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay. What inspired the development of the Remington Model 870 pump-action shotgun when it was first introduced?
A distinct lack of suitable shotguns on the market.
Time's up. It
okay.
was the design of the Remington Model 31 shotgun.
Oh.
So there you go.
I didn't know that one.
All right, last one.
Right.
Here we go. Which renowned military sniper rifle is based on the Remington Model 700 and how did it gain prominence?
The M24.
Correct. Well,
Legend of Mogadishu. There you
correct. There you, that's
Well done.
that's
Well
pretty
done.
impressive. I actually
Okay.
I got on the old interwebs this afternoon to try.
go. You tried to stitch me up.
I
but
did. You did pretty well actually. That's not too
It's a
bad.
safe face. Good.
All right.
I
Okay.
know.
So look, you know, it's got quite the history, Remington, doesn't it? I did a little bit of research on Remington. It was introduced in I think the Model 700 in 1962.
Correct. That's right.
Sorry, that was the history of the Remington 700.
that's
Sorry,
right. Yeah.
but where have I got here? The 870s. Oh, I had some other stuff there. I don't know where I've put that, but anyway, we're going to move on. All right.
Thank you. That segment seemed to be going nowhere. but anyway.
So we're just going to move on.
Question time.
Yeah, where's the question? Come on, we got some more. Good evening, gents. Is there anything that Ben has taken away from the service to look back on? Can you tell me what's the benefits or difference in a fluted barrel compared to a bull barrel?
Very, very similar.
Wayne Pugh, congratulations! You have won a Remington pack.
Good on you, Wayne. Look, that's a good question. I'll probably let Keith answer this, but you know, it's all about surface area and cooling the barrel down quicker. That's what the flutes are for. Also to keep it, you know, extra rigid, a little bit lighter. And the bull barrel's got fairly well the same thing, but just with more weight. Would you agree?
Yeah, mate. I think you nailed it.
Yeah.
Yep. Still remains rigid with that the outer diameter remaining the same.
Greater surface area, yeah.
Flutes make a greater surface area for cooling, and of course reduces the weight of the barrel. But performance-wise, it doesn't seem to have hindered it whatsoever.
No, exactly.
And they look cool.
That's right.
The Sesh Man asks, are you guys bringing in the new Bagara B14 carbon models?
No, unfortunately, because we're not the Bagara agent.
Yep. So you, Seshman, don't win a prize.
It's a bit harsh.
No, I'm sorry. No, I just got to nip this in the bud right away.
Okay, sorry.
All right, but Brent Evans asks, as a news shooter, do Matt, Brad, or Keith, or the sporting shooters in the chat have any suggestions for a good solid starter rifle? I tell you what, do we what? And I think that actually starts as a great little start to the 783.
That's correct. Look, There it is, right there in front of me.
Bring it up, Digital Josh, the 783.
So the 783, it's a fairly new model. Like the 783 was made by, I suppose we never really got into this, Matthew, about the recent history of Remington and how the old Remington company got into trouble and was, bankrupt, and sort of we got a new investor that took over Remington, and they've renamed it a bit Rem Arms.
Yep.
So let's sort of go back to there. So the 783 was introduced about 2013, I think you'll find. They were looking for an entry rifle into the market, Remington, at the time. They wanted to come in a little bit cheaper than a 700, and you see that's it right there. So synthetic stock keeps the price down. It's not a 7 action, it's a 783 action. So instead of the 700 features, being machined from a one-piece cylindrical bit of steel, it's an investment cast action. Not there's anything wrong with that, it's just cheaper to manufacture. So that's why they do it that way. They've got a slightly different bolt, trowel. The barrels are still made at Remington on their barrel machine. Trigger, adjustable trigger. But these things shoot phenomenal. They really do. Pillar aluminium V blocks in the stock. So you've got a nice strong bedding action there. But these retail for about that $1,000 to $1,050 mark. This one's set up as a package with a little Bushnell on it. But they've been renowned for their accuracy, really have. And for a starter rifle for getting in, I don't know what sort of shooting you plan on doing, whether it's just targets or you're getting into a bit of hunting, going out bush chasing a few pigs. You might be in Victoria, you might go and chase a sambar, I don't know. But look, they make a broad range of calibers, 243 all the way up to 300 Win Mag. As an entry-level rifle, this has to be one of the better ones.
And we shot that today
We did.
in the range.
We did. There's the target.
The results, it was pretty bloody surprising. Actually.
Yeah,
Pretty incredible, actually.
They're all 3-shot groups, by the way.
Yeah. Nice.
Mine,
Ben's.
Keith's,
Oh, Keith.
Ben's.
Excellent.
Matthew, where's yours?
I don't know. It's not on this target, actually.
So anyway, as you can see,
Surprised they landed on it.
as you can see, those groups are well under an inch, and that's from a straight out of the box factory gun. We were using some premium ammo, but it still shot fantastic. So for an entry level gun, that's all you can ask for if it's accurate and shoots well. So look, that's one to start with for sure.
Excellent.
Yep.
Everyone, before I say too much, the gun wanted to shoot better than that. Matthew wouldn't let it.
And I think Ben, the CEO, actually said, "What were you using that? A shotgun?"
Listen. Yes. The reason I did that was because pay reviews are coming up, and I didn't want to have to outdo the Ben, so that's why I did that. But who was that asked that? It was Brent Evans, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure Brent Evans asked that question. You win a prize, buddy. That was a great question because it led us beautifully into the Model 783. So yeah, make sure you check that. Brad, is this available now?
Yes, we've got them in stock. Some gun shops already have them on the shelves. Depends what caliber you're after. We've got 243s, 308s, 3006s. Creedmoors are in shipment 2 and 3, which are on the water. So look, we'll have a full range of calibers in the next 3 months.
Beautiful. And Brad, what do we have that's landed now and going out to gun shops? Can we say
Everything here.
right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
We these are guns that come out of our first shipment. We've anything that was on order is now on dealer shelves. But we thought we took the opportunity to take them out and test them ourselves,
It was good fun, yeah.
just to see. There's been a few historical stories about sometimes the quality of the old Remington guns, but we took these out firsthand, tested them, and can reassure everybody that these are fantastic guns.
I'll vouch for them for sure.
Yeah, no, they're good. Now listen, we're about to sort of kick in to talk about a few of the Model 700 models, but I thought maybe just a little bit of a history of the Remington 700, Brad.
Yeah,
All right.
1962 they introduced it.
1962,
Yeah, that's right.
And it was a successor to the Remington Model 721 and 722.
722, correct.
And its release marked the beginning of a new era of modern bolt-action rifles. Thank you, Google.
Good work, Google. Yeah. No, look, really good. They were introduced in 1962, like you said. The first couple of models were ADL and BDL. So that means A grade deluxe, B grade deluxe. That was what it stood for at the time. When they came in, they only had 6 calibers when they came in. 222, 222 Remington Magnum, 243. 284 Winchester, I think. No, sorry, 280 Rem it was. 280 Rem, not 284 Winchester, we're a Remington show. 280 Rem. There was a 264 Win Mag, I thought, in the first lot too. But look, they started with a very small range of calibers, but they slowly expanded that, and you can pretty much get every standard caliber you want there. It's really good.
Yep, it was inspired by the 721. They continually make a bit of a consistent revolution where they just keep tweaking, and there's constant improvement as they keep going on.
Yeah.
But they also had a military adoption of the Remington 700 gained like significant recognition in military circles, especially as just a basic platform for sniper rifles. So,
Yeah, no, fantastic.
So, all right, well, look, as we talk about the Model 700, let's talk about this version here, but we've got the SPS stainless synthetic, but there's also a blued version.
Correct, yeah. So that's their entry-level 700, I suppose you could say. They've been around a long time. What the new Rem Arms has done, they've just, this is an existing model, they've just made it to a little bit better spec, I suppose you could say. The motto from Rem Arms now is they don't want to be the cheapest, they want to get their quality tag back, and we've seen that firsthand in these array of guns here. But yeah, this is their first entry-level 700s, stainless and blue, you can get them in. Now these come in a 24-inch barrel, hinge floor plate, synthetic stock. Now synthetic stocks aren't everybody's cup of tea, but Remington make other models to suit that. They make walnuts, CDLs, CDLSS, BDLs, things like that. But the reason for a synthetic stock, they're very durable. You can get them wet, they don't warp, but they're also cost efficient to make. You don't spend a big money like you do on the walnuts. But back to the 700 action, Matt, we should say about that. They've been around a long time, 1962, and they're the platform really for accuracy. They've been used in the US military, used them for a hell of a lot of time, and it's all based around their cylindrical action. So the cylindrical action, it's the bed for their accuracy platform. So they're machined from a one-piece bit of steel. The safety function is their 3 rings of steel. You might see advertised the Remington's 3 rings of steel on plenty of publications, and to explain that, Keith will take the bolt out. But if you can see there, you can see they have a recessed bolt face there. So the 3 rings of steel, that's where it starts. So your cartridge case comes back and sits into the front of the bolt like that. Now, as the cartridge is pushed up, you've got your barrel shank now. Your barrel shank is threaded all the way into your action to here. So 1 ring of steel, 2 rings of steel, 3 rings of steel. So, that's what you want. And let's face it, when you pull the trigger, that's an explosion. It's a controlled explosion, but and it's right beside your face. So you want the strongest action you can find when that's happening, and that's what this is. So that's what that 3 rings of steel is all about. They're a really, there we go. And that's a real base for accuracy as it is. Like I said, now the 700s, there's been plenty of different models over the years, but you still got one thing in common, and that's that one action. So, they'll put on different stock configurations, different barrel configurations, different colours, fluted, different lengths, different triggers. But one thing that's constant in all 700s is that action.
Mate, Mitch Fuller asks, are the new 700s come standard with 5R and a Timney trigger?
Good question, yes. Now,
how good was the question?
That was a cracking question.
You get a prize! That's Mitch Fuller gets a prize. Digital Blu-ray.
Righto. So, Mitch, no, that's a good question. Now, you might see the people on social media would have seen just recently that Remington have entered into a partnership with Timney Triggers, which is fantastic. It only happened at the end of June, so these guns were already in transit to us at that stage. So these, our first series still have the X Mark Pros in them. Not that there's anything wrong with them, they're a fantastic trigger. But things that are coming off the production line from July will have Timney triggers. So Timney released a new trigger just only a few months ago called an Impact, and that's what the Rem factory are putting in their 700s.
Looking forward to trying one of those.
Yeah, me too.
Yep, it's going to be a good thing.
No, good to keep
Oh,
those.
I didn't answer the 5R question.
Oh.
Yes, good point. Mitch, every Remington, apart from the 783s, they're still 6-root button rifle, but every 700 rifle coming out of the new Rem Arms factory has 5R rifling.
Do you want to explain to the viewers out there that may not know what 5R rifling, or should I hand it over to Keith?
I think that's the gunsmith question.
Over to you, Keith.
So 5R rifling is basically, the 5 represents how many rifling lands there are in the barrel. And having an odd number of rifling lands means that one land is never directly opposite another. So we're not squishing the projectile into the bore. So the projectile moulds or forms into the rifling as it's being forced through there a lot easier, a lot less stress on it. And the 5R rifling has a really radius land, so the land isn't a square edge. It has quite an obvious taper on it. And what this achieves is these sharp cut square edges on our very lightweight, long, slippery projectiles that a lot of people are using now. It doesn't stress it, and it doesn't actually cut into the edge of the projectile. You can have some projectiles that will fail in flight. They just tear themselves apart, basically. And it's generally because the rifling has caused some sort of an issue. But 5R, yeah, nice radius on the rifling lands. None are opposite each other, so there's no big pressure points in the barrel. Really easy to clean as well. Like the cleaning, to remove copper fouling, powder fouling from these barrels is a hell of a lot easier than anything with an even number of rifling lands. It's proven to be a more superior or more accurate product. It's good to see that these guys have adopted it. Many other rifle companies have, dabbled with it, but and we've proven it today. These things really shoot. So, yep, it's definitely a feather in the cap at Remington.
For sure. Yeah.
SD Ryan 89 asks, any ADL varmints in 223 or SPS Tacticals and 300 Blackout in the first shipment?
No, first shipment's here, though those rifles aren't, but I do believe they're in either shipment 2 or 3, and both of them are in the water. So we'll start landing them as early as next month.
Yeah, cool. Barry's asking, is it correct that the newer 700s have a different extractor to the older 700s?
No, they're still using the same extractor. The new 700 Alpha 1 has a different extractor, but that's their new flag bearer, I suppose, at the moment, the new 700 Alpha 1, brand new this year. I haven't got one yet, but they're coming too, so stand by. That we'll show them on a future episode. But they do have an M16 style extractor. All the standard 700s are still using that Half Moon.
Does NIOA have any plans to import the Remington Hog Hammer ammo?
That ammunition, I remember it well. It was low with the Barnes TSX projectiles. It was really good ammo, but it was made by the old Remington company, and the old Remington company is no longer in business. So Remington ammunition now is made by Vista, and I don't believe they're going to deal. Well, I don't believe they've got a partnership set up with Barnes for that yet. Who knows what happens in the future? Never know. But nothing at the moment.
30K is asking, where is Matt's group on the target? Unfortunately, 30, my group was so good, they didn't want to show it tonight. So, unfortunately, and by the way, 30, you don't get a prize either tonight, just letting you know that. Are Remington making any rimfires now or in the near future?
No, not any time soon. Let me say that. Look, they really only made one. That was the 572 Fieldmaster. It's not on their radar yet, but look, they're still only a fledgling company. They're really, they want to concentrate on getting their basics right, getting their guns out, and then as that happens, they'll build production, and I think you'll see some of your old favourite models start to come back in over the next few years.
Greg Donaldson is asking, is the new range of Remington 22s available in gun shops now?
Are we talking 22 ammunition or 22 rifles? Because like I just said, they don't do 22 rifles at the moment. So
sorry, I missed that one. Yes. Are they going down the self-ejecting path?
No, don't think so. More like the blowback type arrangement.
Yep.
I don't think they will do. They've got the #1 bolt action out there. I don't think they need to change.
No, that's right.
David Stephen asks, I'm not overly happy with my current 308 Winchester hunting rifle, Samba Fallow. What would you recommend in the Remington range?
Oh,
bit of Samba and Fallow. What would you recommend, mate?
I've hunted both, so I know. Look, I actually got one of these, believe it or not, David. But look, we're getting off the track here, but these are perfect. I have one cut down a little bit because I like short barrels, especially when I'm climbing hills and up and down mountains.
Yeah, I can only imagine someone in your condition would want a fairly light rifle. So.
Makes it easy, I can tell you that.
No.
But look, these are fantastic. They're nice and light, stainless, very, very rugged, weatherproof. Mate, I would look at an SPS stainless first and foremost.
Sam is asking, any ADL varmints in 223 or SPS?
We just
did that.
Sorry, one, yes.
Okay. Cam's asking, previously there was a 783 aimed to the Aussie market. Are they going to come back?
It was called a 783 Jackaroo, and I remember it well, Cam. No, we probably won't. They won't come back in. I wouldn't think in that configuration, but there'll be something similar. It'll just be a 783.
Okay. Guys, these are great questions.
Love
I tell you
it.
what, how many digital Blu-ray? How many people have we got so far?
92.
Jeez.
Record-breaking.
That's got to be record breaking.
There you go.
Here on NIOA TV, I tell you what, how many people have won prizes so far? 4. Okay, well, we've still got 6 more to give away.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so that's not too bad. All right, so that's the 700, but we're going to continue. So now, look, we don't have them here, but I know Digital Josh has got some pictures of these. Take us through the Model 700 SPS Varmint.
SPS Varmint. Now, SPS, Special Purpose Synthetic, that's what it stands for.
Yep.
The SPS Varmint is basically their introduction varmint rifle, I suppose you could say. So, same thing as I've been preaching all night. 700 action's the same. And it's very similar to this with a bead blasted matte black finish, synthetic stock, but it's got quite a wide forend with vents in it, just to help the barrel cooling. But they're a fantastic gun. Look, a lot of people, there's a lot of aftermarket stuff, and I probably should touch on this. There's a lot of aftermarket accessories, stocks, a lot of fruit, they call it, for Remington 700s available. And things like this, like these SPSs, are fantastic guns if you want to trick one up. Like the SPS Varmints, there's a lot of people buy SPS Varmints and then put them into Target chassis, GRS laminated stocks, things like that. Things that sort of suit the shooter a little bit more. Not everybody likes a synthetic stock, but that's where that SPS range and the SPS Varmint range really come into their own, because you can just trick them up as much as you want.
And you can. With Remington 700,
Exactly.
there is absolutely everything available for them. So much so that other gun manufacturers have copied that platform.
Correct.
So that they can utilise all the available aftermarket kit. So, certainly it would have to be the one with more fruit than anything else out there.
Yeah.
Lukey is asking, do the Southpaws get a look in for anything new with Remington? Come on, Brad.
Yeah, look, unfortunately not yet, Lukey. Never say never. As I said, these guys are just finding their feet. The old Remington made plenty of left-handed models. I don't know whether it's on the drawing board for the new Rem arms just yet, but never say never.
Yeah. 2 clicks up is asking, the 204 Ruger seems to be a calibre that's a bit on the wane. Are they still in production via the major manufacturers, and is there still a demand for that calibre?
Yeah, look, 2 clicks up. That's a pretty good question. That's a pretty good question.
You win a prize! Well done, 2 clicks up.
Yeah, look, that is, let me answer it now. That's a good question. Look, it was all the rage 204, wasn't it? It was all the rage, and it was just a 223 down to 20 cal. Yeah, I do agree with you. I think it is on the wane. I think it could be, there has been a shortage of 204 ammo lately too. In the last 2 years, it's been hard to get. So that could be having an effect on it. If there's no ammo, it's hard to sell a gun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't want to be throwing rocks at things. So yeah, I do agree. It's a fantastic calibre though. Don't get me wrong. And the major manufacturers are still making it. They're making less of a range in 204. So where they might have had 6 or 8 models, they might only have 2 or 3 now. But yeah, there is 204 still available.
Yeah. So for Heaven's Skate Ministry, welcome. Nice to have you on board. The best, this is a little bit off topic from the Remingtons, but boys, best ammo for the Bushmeister BAX-12. Keithy.
Yeah, look, this gun really relies on energy.
42 gram BB.
Yeah, the heavier the better.
Really
Alpha Max.
Alpha Maxes. Realistically, you want to pick your ammo as to what discipline you're shooting, whether you're hunting, whether you're clay target shooting, whatever it may be. The gun really prefers something from the 1 1/8 or 32 gram upward. So ideally, and I've been trying to sort of educate some people on these, this gun runs slightly different to most other autos or auto type actions in the sense that it does rely on a softer grip, and it will comfortably cycle 28 gram loads, 1 ounce loads, but ideally 32 gram or heavier, and then have a look at your ammo for what discipline you're using it for.
So Matt's asking here, you guys happen to know if the Ruger 3030 will come out in stainless?
Yeah, look, not anytime soon, unfortunately, Matt. look, they've just released the 336C over there in the US. We've got them on order here in Australia, but it could be a little while before we see them. They've only released one model so far, the blue. Look, they're overwhelmed with orders, Ruger, on Marlins. They really are. So I wouldn't think there'd be too many new models rushing onto the scene until they're on top of what they need to supply now.
And Ian, again, just a little bit off topic, but Ian is asking, are there any Savage-driven hunters coming soon?
Savage-driven hunters?
I'm not aware of.
No.
We've got the Impulse Hunter.
Ian's talking about the Impulse Hunter.
Yeah, it could be the Impulse Hunter.
We might be able to show you an Impulse
Oh,
Hunter.
stay tuned, Ian, to the end of this show because we're going to we've got a couple of things arrive from the States this week. So now, Joash Reddy is asking, new to Remingtons, is there any rifles chambered in the PRC family?
There are. And we're about to get onto that right there.
Yep, okay. So this is about the long range.
HS. That's right.
Bring it up on the screen, Digital Josh.
We there?
Are we there?
Yes.
We're there.
Right,
Okay.
okay, this is it.
So, Mr. Joash, or Josh, maybe he misspelt that, but yes, the PRC range of calibers, it's really gaining momentum here in Australia. They really are. So this gun you see right here, this 700 long range HS, I'll have 7mm PRCs in this next month. They do them in 6.5 PRC as well. I'll have them maybe the month after. So not far away, but yes, to answer your question, they are coming.
There you go. Does that get a prize?
Yes.
Give him a prize, Joash. You win a prize. Now listen, I'm going to get back at the end of the night. Digital Blu-ray is going to put the list together. I'm going to list the names off. And what you guys are going to need, our girls need to do, is send us a message via marketing@nia.com.au with your details so that we can get these awesome prize packs out to you. But we're going to talk a little bit more about this, mate. Let's talk about the HS.
Oh, Keith, he shot that today.
Come
He
on,
knows
mate.
all about
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah. Look, it's the first Remington I've fired in a fair while, but really comfortable stock, that HS stock. They've thinned out the pistol grip on it. It used to be a very, very chunky
They used to
pistol
have
grip.
a dual palm swell on
Yeah.
it, for left and right-handed shooters. Even though it was a right-handed gun, they used to have a dual palm swell.
Yeah, right.
So it was always a nice stock, but it just felt a little clunky, especially for someone with little mitts like myself. So yeah, definitely an improvement on the stock. Nice vertical pistol grip. I like the fleck. The fleck gives it a good texture too. But aluminium reinforced fiberglass stock. The stock has been around for a long time, and many performance rifles have been bedded into those things. We shot it here today, 7mm Rem mag with the VX5 HD loophole on there. And I brought the group in.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you wouldn't think...
I was pretty impressed.
Yeah.
So that's our cider shot there, and there's our 3-shot group. I reckon it'd have to come in somewhere around about a third MOA, maybe a half. I didn't put the verniers on it.
That was using the
Call-up tip.
call-up?
Yeah, so that's
And let's face it, sometimes it's hard to shoot a tight grip with like 7mm Rem mag with the recoil on them as well. So that's a fantastic group. Yeah.
for a Magnum
Yeah.
that's pushing a 150 grain bullet at over 3,000 feet a second. That's a kitten to shoot.
Yeah.
Really nice rifle to use. Smooth bolt, nice trigger in it. That is the X Mark Pro trigger in that rifle. The stock, I think, probably, and the barrel weight is probably where that recoil reduction's coming from. But yeah, couldn't speak highly enough. I was really rapt to see the performance out of. We were sort of wondering how these new Remingtons were going to turn out, but
Pretty impressive.
all three of them that we shot today, really, we were
Love
a bit startled. They shoot
And
amazing.
let's have a look at the 3 calibers we've got here too.
Yeah.
So they're not baby calibers. 308, 7mm Rem mag, 300 Win mag. So there's some big artillery here, and they all shot fantastic.
Shot
didn't
really
they?
good.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I got rattled a bit.
Yeah, Matt's shot a bit.
they did rattle him. They rattled him good.
Listen, we've got a great question here, and I think this person's going to win a prize. Louise Brown is saying, looking for a deer hunting gun for a lady with shorter arms, please. Well, I've got to tell you right now, first of all, Louise, you won't need short arms if you're going to put this on your head. You go to Remington, you've got short arms, you can still get a stubby. We've got the Remington cutlery, and of course, the tin, right? You win a prize! Crowd's gone wild. the crowd has gone. Well,
Righto.
congratulations, Louise.
Can I answer Louise's question?
Go for it.
Yes. Look, both in Remington 700s and 783s, they make it compact, as I explained. I don't know if I got to explain
No,
that.
you said you cut the barrel off.
Yeah, no, I did that. But in a compact, they have a shorter barrel and a shorter length of pull in the stock. So I don't know what your length of pull is. You'll have to measure that and see where that fits. But if they don't, look, there's plenty of gunsmiths out there that can custom make something, buy a stock standard gun and they can shorten the stock or shorten the barrel to suit you either way.
Yep.
So, mate, that's the long range HS. Let's now talk about the 700 BDL.
Yes.
Blued. Bring that up, Digital Josh.
We don't have one here to show, but there'll be one up on the screen there hopefully shortly. Look, the BDL, it was one of the very first pioneer 700s that they made in 1962. It's a lovely gun, a lovely gun. Keith, in fact, it was one of your favourites, wasn't it?
I'm a
Back
sucker
in the
for
day.
it. Yeah. Yep.
So-
Definitely a bit of a classic, timber and that deep black metal. Yeah. Open sided, I
Open
think.
sights
Yep.
as well, Monte Carlo stock, that real high gloss blued barrel in action, and that really high gloss satin walnut stock as well. So yeah, they were a really schmick gun.
Jamil asks, where can we get one of those jumpers that Keith is rocking? Let me tell you now, these are exclusive, player.
I had to
All right.
steal this from another staff member.
Yeah, he's not, unless he's watching tonight, he won't.
He'll be watching. He's not happy still.
That's right.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jamil, I don't think you can get these. We as you know, we purchased Barrett earlier this year, and we've even found it hard to get these.
These are the perks.
These are the perks. So I got one. Brad, did you get yours? No.
Next question.
No, how come you didn't get yours, Brad? What was the problem?
They didn't
there?
have one in my size.
Oh, that's right. It didn't fit.
What about Mick Cubis? If you're watching, did you get yours?
Oh,
Just kidding.
listen, one of the things, guys, I want to. It's starting to get a bit nasty. I think the tone's getting a bit nasty.
Let's go back to it.
All right. So look, one of the things I want to bring up. I don't know if Digital Josh can hone in on this, but can you hone in on this, Joshy? This orange tag here. I'll swing this around. This orange tag here. You should see these on all wholesalers that are a part of CIFA, which is the Shooting Industry Foundation of Australia. So what happens is that with every sale of firearms or whatever bearing this tag, a certain portion of the profit goes to CIFA, which acts as a body to government.
An industry body.
An industry body to government, which obviously looks to the rights of shooters and, of course, gun dealers across the
And
country.
look, those guys do a fantastic job.
Yeah.
It's something the industry's been lacking for as long as I've been in it. And to see these guys, they've been, Steve's been around a little while now, probably 7 or 8 years, I suppose. But look, what they've done behind the scenes, there's no flag fair about it, They get in there, get the job done. A lot of people don't see what they do. It's all done behind closed doors. But these guys are really, really out there to really look after us. They go into bat for us fairly hard when it comes to governments and restrictions and new legislation. These guys are there. They're helping.
They're
us.
doing a lot of work.
They are.
Yeah. So if you are buying a new gun, look for that on the shelf.
That's what the tag's about. Yeah.
Support those who support us.
Support those that support the industry, and these guys at CIFA certainly do a lot for that.
They sure do. Will NIOA be importing any Remington 270 WSM unprimed brass?
Another one. Look, 270 WSM. We were talking about 204 Ruger before, and is 204 Ruger on the wane?
270 WSM definitely is.
Yeah, 270 WSM's it's at the bottom of the slide there. If they're heading down the slide, it's at the bottom. It's a real struggle, 270 WSM at the moment. Being honest, I don't think you'll ever see unprimed brass in 270 WSM again.
Oh, that's a big call. Yeah.
Sarah, you win a prize.
Sarah White.
Sarah, good on you.
Sarah White, congratulations. Don't pick on Brad. Look out. Is she related? Sarah, are you related to Brad?
No.
No, but she gets a prize.
She gets a prize on it. After the horrific issues with Remington-made Marlins, is the new Remington now putting out their old-fashioned, renowned quality rifles? Well, I got to say, Paul, we tried these today in the range, and I got to say, mate, I think your fears shall be allayed.
Yes, Paul. As I said earlier in the show there before, the new team at Rem Arms, their motto is they don't, like I said, they don't want to be the cheapest. They just want to get their quality tag back, and that's what they've done. These guns are fantastic.
Yeah.
You will not be disappointed.
Righto. Well, fellas, moving on. Let's move now to the Remington Model 870.
Gotcha.
All right. So I think
Timely classic.
I think Digital Josh has got some pictures to there coming up. But interesting. Again, I did a little bit of research tonight. Because people have been saying don't do the research. I'm doing the research. Introduced in 1950, right?
Yep.
It was a pump action shotgun designed for a variety of applications, hunting, sporting, shooting, all that sort of stuff.
Sure.
And it was influenced by a man by the name of John F. Peterson.
There you go.
There you go. He built a rifle, but built upon that. And the model variation over the years, Remington's introduced numerous variations of the 870, and we're going to talk about two tonight, which is the 870 Fieldmaster synthetic and wood.
That's correct.
So Brad, take us through.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question, Matthew. It's my turn.
Oh, look out.
How many 870s have they made so far?
Ooh. Look, mate, quick stab in the dark, just over 11 million.
No, that's a good answer. That's a great answer.
Good research.
Now, if we I win a prize! Now, if we hadn't done that rehearsal, you wouldn't have known. But anyway, 11 million. So that's a hell of a lot. Of
It's a
pump-action
lot,
shotguns,
isn't it?
But-
Yeah.
But like they're the benchmark that pump action shotguns that have to meet. That's
For
what,
sure.
that's the benchmark
Yeah.
they have to meet now. And the 870 is exactly like a 700. The base is the action. The action's machined from a one-piece block of steel. They're silky smooth. There's not a lot of moving parts, and they just work.
Yeah,
don't
tough.
they? They
Tough
just work.
as nails.
Tough. You know, I know farmers who've had one 30 years and
Far out.
20,000 rounds.
Yeah.
I reckon easy. Some of them would put through it. Some of the ones that you service out there in the range, Kathy, they see a bit of work as well. So these go forever. And like I said, so the 870 has been around, but the actions are the same. You know, the different configurations are different barrel lengths, different stock designs, things like that. The two that we import, and you can't sell. I should point out for everybody that might be a beginner, 870s are category C, so you can't. Not everybody can own them. You've got to be
Have the proper license.
yeah, primary producer or whatnot. But look, the two we import are the Fieldmaster synthetic and the Fieldmaster wood. Both 28-inch field guns, interchangeable chokes. One's got a walnut stock, one's got a synthetic stock, and they're just in that bead blasted matte finish. And that bead blasted matte finish is more rust resistant than a high polished blue by quite a bit. But the other thing about it is it's cheap to do as well. So that's where the entry level Fieldmasters sit. Like 870s, they do a Wingmaster as well. And the Wingmaster is the BDL equivalent in an 870. They're a really schmick gun, really are.
David asks, are those Remington stubby holders as good as their rifle, in this case at keeping drinks cool? Can I just say, David, we have gone with the cheapest stubby coolers we could buy, all right? So, if you think they're going to keep your drink cold for an extended period of time, you are sadly mistaken, my friend.
That's right.
So I apologise for that. We've got a question here. What happened to the Remington 7600s and the 7615s? Are they still being made?
No. DRZ DJ Pete. It's a good question. Look,
Is it win a prize kind of question?
no, not quite.
Cool.
Sorry, Mr. Pete. But look, so close. They were a staple in the Australian market for a long, long time. You got to understand that the 7600 and 7615s were really only made for the Australian market. They weren't made exclusive for the US, because the US you can have ARs, you can have AR-15s, AR-10s, things like that. A 4-shot pump action rifle didn't really tickle their fancy over there. So they were really only made for the Australian market. Like I said earlier in the show, never say never. I know it's not on the drawing board yet, but let's wait and see after a couple of years. Who knows?
Garth Jones asks, who wins in the football tonight from a tipping? West Tigers or St George?
Well, I've gone St George. Gardy?
There you go. Unfortunately, Garth, you don't win a prize, my friend. But there you go. You've heard it first from. What would you go, Keith?
I really don't follow the footy much. Sorry.
I'm kind of with you on
But
that.
Garth, I am about 34th, so if you want to follow me, knock yourself out.
All right. Look, we're going to have to look. We're getting close to 8 o'clock here, so we're going to talk a little bit about the Remington core locked tipped ammunition. Joshy, can you bring that up on the screen? All right, Brad.
Mate, core lock tip. Now, Corlock's been around a hell of a long time.
It's been touted as the deadliest mushroom in the woods.
In the woods. Well,
If you follow the advertising,
the deadliest mushroom is now deadlier.
look out.
The Corlock tipped ammunition. So, look, it's just another variant of Remington's infamous Corlock cartridge, but with a polymer tip on the top
Now,
of it.
mate, who makes these now?
Vista.
Yep.
So, Vista Outdoor Company, they acquired...
Federal?
Yep, they acquired the Remington ammunition portion of the business when things went pear-shaped over there. And look, to their credit, they've continued on with the Remington line. So you can still get your Corlock ammunition, you can still get your AccuTip. You know, they brought out a few others now, and this is one of them, the Corlock tipped. Now, it's a flat-based projectile. Look, we haven't really done too much testing, being honest, but we took it out to the range today, and
It's good.
it's fantastic. It's shot, 0.3 over there with Keith, and we used it in the 783, and we got 3 separate shooters, 3 separate groups under an inch at 100 metres. So, look, that's a really good, representation of the gun and the ammo as a combination. So,
And I think if you'd have given me another good 3 or 4 hours, I probably would have got somewhere close as well.
I don't know if we had enough ammo left in the warehouse, Matthew, for you to do that. But, look, it's... I think the question was asked there before, is it expensive? Yes, well, look, ammunition, it's starting to creep up there, all types of ammunition, whether it be your basic stuff or whatnot. This is classed as a premium round, but, we had this discussion before, guys. Like, if you're going hunting, you're going away for a weekend, really, the ammunition is the cheapest part of your trip, without a doubt.
And look, we get feedback, we get all those comments and stuff. The cost of ammunition. It's the cheapest part of your hunt.
It is. No, that's exactly right. You think of the fuel, think of the food, think of your alcohol, things like that.
Think about the reimbursement to your wife, because whatever you spend on the hunting trip, you've also got to spend that.
And Keith, he's got a great saying, Keithy, don't you, with ammo?
What's the saying, mate?
Well, spend an extra buck on your bullet rather than an extra bullet on your buck.
Exactly right. So
Sounds very American, but
I tell you
my mate
what.
got it from the Yanks.
All right. Make a note of that, write it down. Philosophical Keith has brought us
Keith
home.
Grundy quotes, yep.
Yeah.
I will write a book.
Okay. Let's have a look at this. We've got some more. Is there more SHOT Show content on the horizon? Seshman, I can tell you, yes, there is. Digital Josh has put some more stuff together, product base, and it's going to be coming out on our socials each month. Yeah. So we're going to do that because we actually filmed a fair few. How many videos, Digital Josh?
30 odd.
There are 30, yeah. So we've got a few more of those coming out. What else have we got here? Do you think we will see any Remington chambered in 8.5 blackout?
8.6 blackout.
Actually 6 point. 8.6 blackout.
8.6 is what
I thought
they
he was
got there.
thinking 6.8 SPC. No,
Oh,
8.6
okay.
blackout.
Do you think we'll see it?
Yeah, look, if it gets out there and people
I can
start
hardly
buying
see
it,
the
they'll chamber
question.
it.
Look, Sean, to be honest, that's the first time I've heard of an 8.6 blackout, so I'm tipping no in the short term.
Just scroll up there a bit. Digital Blu-ray. We've got. Do you think we will? Oh no. Does it come in 308 150 grain?
It does, yes.
There you go. What
We've
else
got
have
it
we
right there.
Right there, that's the one we shot today, Jamil. That was that was a really good, accurate round.
Benny the Blade asked, there is a real shortage of match 22 LR
Correct.
ammo.
Correct.
What can you tell us about what is going to be a reliable supply-wise?
Okay, so what sort of match 22 ammo are you shooting, Benny? I suppose.
Is it Ely?
Yeah, is it Ely? Is it SK? Is it Lapua? Is it CCI?
There's
Look, there is going to be some ongoing shortages with SK and Lapua coming out of Europe. I can definitely tell you that. Ely, we seem to have the supply chain a little bit better figured out now with Ely and us and freight and whatnot. We've got another container of Ely on the way now. We've got, I think we've just run out of match, but we've still got some Ely in stock now. But look, I've got orders scheduled for the next 12 to 18 months. So Ely will probably, at the moment, be the most reliable supply, I think. But look, SK and Lapua, it's highly sought after. If you do see it, just jump on it because it's going to be in short supply for a little while.
I think Benny the Blade, you win a prize! Get on your Benny the
Now,
Blade.
is anyone keeping count? Because we only had 10.
I've got digital Blu-ray keeping. How many more we got? Two more.
Oh, gee,
We've got two
righto.
more prize
Okay,
packs to
good,
give
good.
away. But listen, we are bringing this thing to the final end, so we do have a couple more questions. Will NIOA at any stage be importing Remington 270 WSM? Oh, I've already asked that one.
Yes.
Jay asks, any chance we'll see the reintroduction of the 7600? Oh,
We just did
we
that
did
one
that
too.
as well. Okay. Jamil says, I like Richard's comment.
Yeah, which NIOA Shot Show Queensland.
Oh, I see. Yes, Richard's asking about whether or not NIOA would put on a shot show in Queensland.
Do you know what? You shouldn't give our boss ideas.
No.
We will hold you responsible, Richard.
What other questions we got? What is the most effective Remington 270W round for hunting?
Most effective. The core lock's been around forever.
Yeah.
Look, there's probably been more deer and animals shot with a core lock than most others. But look, try one of them for sure, or a core lock tipped if you can get it. Either one of them will suit your purpose. Fantastic.
Yeah. So look, guys, we are starting to get to the end of our show tonight. We've still got 2 prize packs to give away, so keep those questions coming. But look, Brad, you've been a Remington fan for years.
I have been, yeah.
Keith,
No,
you've
I've
been a
been
Remington fan for a while.
Yeah, I love them.
What would be your ultimate gun now? With the new offerings that are out, what do you reckon would take your fancy?
I'll tell you what, I own quite a lot of 700s. I've got a few there, and but I'm really looking forward to the Alpha 1 when it comes.
Yes.
It's a bit of a game changer for Remington.
Well, tell us a bit about that.
Well, look, it's one of the first, I think it's the first time that the 700, even though they're called a 700, it's not a classic 700 action. There is a few changes. Now, I know I've been spruiking how the 700 platform's been the same all the way through. Well, the Alpha 1's bucked that trend. It's a slightly different action. It's got a different extractor. You know, they've got an elite hunter Timney trigger in them. Look, I played with one overseas. Fantastic. I think you guys are in for a real treat when you see them.
Well, listen, we're going to get close to the end of the finishing up here. But Digital Josh, have we got a slide to go to? Because we've just got to prep something here. Don't go away. Keep talking. We've got a slide up. Any minute. Digital Josh, come on. Right, we're up. Let's go. Quick, we'll swap these over. Because we've got a special treat. Keep talking. Keep talking. We're still here. Don't go away. We're still here. Righto. I'm going to move this over a bit. There we go. You might have to hold that up.
Going to.
All right, we're back in Digital Josh. We're back. Magic of TV. Welcome back. Look what we got this week. Now, if you don't know what this is about, let me fill you in. Earlier this year, Brad, myself, and Digital Josh, we went over to the States and we got to visit the Savage Arms factory. And there, Brad and I built our very own rifles. I built this one and Brad built that one. Now, admittedly, when I built this one, Keith actually gave it a bit of a once-over just to make sure that it wouldn't fall apart. But it's good as gold. Good as gold. We're good to go. It's covered under warranty. All right, so we're all good. But we are offering these up for a prize. Okay, at the end of this year, you have the chance to enter into a competition to win one of these packages. We're giving both of them away. So let me tell you about mine. Mine's the Savage Model 110. It's got the research-proof barrel, brake on the top, fluted bolt. It's light as. It's unbelievable.
That's where they get the name from, Matthew.
Correct, the ultralight. It's got the new Savage proprietary camo, which is the Savage Woodland. AccuStock.
Yeah, AccuFit Sock.
Yep, AccuFit stock. And on top, we're not slouching here either. We've got
Our friends at Loophole, they really
they're
help us out.
unbelievable. We've got a Loophole VX5 HD. 3 to 15 by 44. Yeah, so unbelievable CDS dial. Hang on a second. I just saw David say, I like the rifle Keith built. David, I think if you've won a prize tonight, you've now lost it. Right? Gone.
No, trust me, David, you'll get it if you've got one. So.
All right. Now, so listen. These are up for grabs. We've got them now in
Yes.
country. They are here. And to do it, all you need to do is, it's really simple. Go to your local gun shop and buy any Loophole product. And by any Loophole product, we're meaning
a set of rings, a set of bases, a scope, binos, rangefinder,
A hat.
scope covers, anything with Loophole on it, go into the draw to win either one of these.
or buy a Savage. You might want to buy a little Savage
Correct.
rifle or
Yeah.
something like that.
Well, you really want to, hit the jackpot, buy all three.
Yeah, you can
Buy-
get,
buy
you can get the
Savage?
scope, the rings.
Ah.
If you bought a Savage with a scope, the rings, and the gun, you can enter this draw 3 times. All right, that's how it does. And
So what if you went and bought 2 guns?
if you bought 2 Savages, you can enter twice.
We can enter 6 times.
Six
Six
times you
times.
buy scope
Yep,
and mounts.
correct.
That's what I mean. The more you buy, the more you enter. We ain't stopping you
We are
entering.
stopping- And
No.
now, Brad, what is the collective value of this package?
Well, $13,000, my friend.
Yep.
$13,000 retail. So, look, this is only brand new in Australia. I can't touch it, but this is the Impulse Mountain Hunter. That's right. So it's got the proof research barrel in it as well. This is the one I shot out to 1,004 yards. So, and we know this one shoots better than that.
Listen, that's not true. And listen, if you haven't seen the video, make sure you check out the video because I managed to get this one eventually out to 1,004 yards with a lot of help.
Oh, I was probably a bit hard. It probably wanted to shoot well.
Yeah.
Like I said,
It was being held
it was
back.
being held back. That's right.
No, to help that out here, he did actually, after its inspection today, we did shoot it in the range,
Yeah.
and that was cloverleafing, wasn't it?
It was
phenomenal.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so I
it's a
love
shooter.
that gun. So listen, all you got to do, go to your local gun dealer, buy yourself anything loopholed, buy yourself anything Savage, go to our website, www.sporting.nia.com.au, and we've got a little competition page there. You just upload your receipt, and in 25 words or less, tell us which package you want to win and why, and you're in the draw. And we're going to announce the winner, NIOA TV Livestream in December. So, that'll be good. PK is asking, team, are the Hornady Lever Revolution 45-70 rounds able to be reloaded?
I think so, yeah, but they're just a centerfire case. So after you've shot them, I'm pretty confident you can reload them.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
It's standard brass case.
Yeah.
There's nothing special about the case. It's the projectile
Just in case I missed something.
that is the tricky bit there.
Neck Stumping is asking, do you sell many rifles in 300 PRC and are there any available?
I think if I could get more 300 PRCs, I would sell a hell of a lot more. Yeah. Look, Remington don't do anything just yet. I think Savage do. Yeah. I think Ruger do. I think there's a few floating around out there. That's right.
Neck Stumping, you win a prize!
Yes, but it's a cracking caliber. I believe Springfield will be doing one very shortly too. So.
Josh is asking, what's the weight of both setups? I can't remember the weight of the Savage
They're not heavy.
Ultralight, but they're not heavy at
This
all.
is crazy light. It is super light, and that there surprisingly is light. You know, the Impulse has got a fairly rigid action behind it, but that is these are both very much stalking rifles.
Yeah.
I was blown away by the weight of this thing. It's ultralight. It says a fair bit, but you put a bit of kit on it like that loophole and the bipod and what have you, and mate, bloody lightweight. Really, really good.
Also, just so it's on the record, the bipod does not come with this as the prize. So the bipod's not included with that. How many more prizes we got to give
One
away?
to go.
One more
I can
to
see
go.
the winner right there.
Who is it?
It is Jamil.
Jamil.
I bought a new CDS scope just to enter.
You win a prize.
He is the man. Good work. So,
There you go. All right, so digital Blu-ray, hand me over the list. Rightio. If this is your name, Barry W, Wayne Pugh, Mitch Fuller, 2 Clicks Up, Joash Reddy, Louise Brown, Sarah White, Benny DeBlade, Neck Stumping, and Jamil Azim, congratulations. You've won a prize. So all you got to do, give it up. Congratulations. So listen, all you got to do is either get in contact with us, just message us either on Facebook. Don't put your details online on YouTube, please. Or just please email me at marketing@nia.com.au or social@nia.com.au. That'll be a bit easier. With your address details, we'll make sure we get these awesome little Remington packs out for you very soon.
as soon as we get your details, they'll be in the mail same day.
Yep, correct. But given that it's Australian Post, it might get there about a month later. So anyway, we'll see how we go. Well, listen, fellas, that's the end of NIOA TV Livestream for July. Thanks for joining me. I think it was good to get Ben in as well.
It was, yeah. That was
so-
very, very good. He's a great bloke to talk to.
Yeah, and I think your pay review's coming up, so it's good that you said that.
Brown.
Anyway, we look forward to seeing you next time on